Cześć, witam bardzo serdecznie wszystkich moich widzów. Znajdujemy się w lokacji Hephaistos. W zasadzie ją kończymy. Pytanie, czy to będzie ostatni fragment tutaj rozgrywki. Jeżeli tak, to jeszcze mi się wróci po jedno ulepszenie. Tu chyba musimy bombę umieścić. Dobra. A, tutaj mamy stację ulepszenia broni. A to już ją ulepszyłem. Chyba. I tu jest chyba drugie, w Kurz Office, ulepszenie. Dobra, na razie trzeba chyba długo spierdzielać stąd. Co to kurde było? Ja pierdziło, ale nas atakują. Tak to właśnie jest. Dobra, wykosztowałem się znowu. Nie wiem, gdzie mnie to przyniosło w tym momencie. Dobra. Mam nadzieję, że to teraz pomoże. A, tu jest przejście. Kurde, ja się zastanawiam, co się dzieje. Dobra, chyba kolejna plansza za nami. Rapture, Central Control. Go to Andrew Ryan's office. Kill Andrew Ryan.
Know this. You are my greatest disappointment. Does your master hear me? Atlas? You can kill me, but you will never have my city. My strength is not in steel and fire. That is what the parasites will never understand. A season for all things. A time to live and a time to die. A time to build and a time to destroy!
Shit. Dobra, sprawdzam jeszcze, czy coś tutaj...
Come now, my child. There is one final thing to discuss.
Co by tu wymienić na coś lepszego? Chociażby... Weźmy jakiegoś innego plazmida tutaj. Insekt, to jest fajne. Kurczę, ciemno to jak w piekle, nic nie widać. O shit, wszystko się niszczy. Kurde. Jest takie coś jak latarka w tej grze. Dobra. Jeszcze mamy chyba jeden wpis.
Overcome my final defense, and now he's come to murder me. In the end, what separates a man from a slave? Money? Power? No. A man chooses. A slave obeys. You think you have memories. A farm. A family. An airplane, a crash, and then this place. Was there really a family? Did that airplane crash, or was it hijacked, forced down by something less than a man, something bred to sleepwalk through life until they are activated by a simple phrase spoken by their kindly master? Was a man sent to kill, or a slave? A man chooses. A slave obeys. Come in. Stop, would you kindly? Would you kindly? Powerful phrase. Familiar phrase.
Would you kindly? Would you kindly get this? Would you kindly find that? Would you kindly find that? Would you kindly find? Would you kindly get this? a bitch.
Sit, would you kindly? Stand, would you kindly? Run! Stop! Turn. A man chooses. A slave obeys. Kill!
Ja nic nie robiłem. Ja nic nie naciskałem.
A man chooses. A slave obeys.
Slave obeys. Dobra, gość już chyba tego nie przeżyje.
Hurry now! Grab Ryan's genetic key! Now would you kindly put it in that goddamn machine?
Czyli Andrew Ryan. Chyba się nam to udało. Co to, możemy film oglądać?
Rapture is overflowing with memorable locations and set pieces. In developing a world that feels organic, lived in, and functional, Irrational managed to create a space that feels perfectly suited to the story and action that takes place in it, which begs a question: did the plot shape the location, or did the plot fit squarely into a world that was already established? Let's talk about some of the areas in Rapture, because it's an amazing place, but also it feels like there's certain areas that are very well designed and that they have, you know, a very certain aesthetic, and the characters in there, it all kind of comes together. Ken, do you have a part of Rapture that resonates the most with you still to this day?
I think the opening is always going to be the most important to me because it's we spent a lot of time there, and it was all for me as a challenge as a narrative guy is sort of how do we set up a very complex series of events and a very complex notion and all this, you know, Andrew with so much to tell, Big Daddies and Little Sisters and Andrew Ryan and the time period and do that all without cutscenes. And especially, I think, the descent to Rapture when you're in that, when you go in the bathysphere, you know, getting that right, getting everything right down to the, you know, the bathysphere cresting the hill and seeing the city for the first time. Remember how much we worked on the timing of that, just getting that.
And it took us forever to figure out that we should just put the slide projector covering the window. Like, again, in hindsight, it seems like such an obvious choice, but we were really trying to figure out, like, how are we going to tell this story of Ryan and then reveal so you can see the, you know, the city beyond the hill.
And also we didn't have to show the whole transition going down the bottom of the ocean because the whole screen was covered.
Spoiler alert.
I think that's the part that will always be near and dear to my heart.
Yeah, I mean, for me it was Kashmir.
Yeah.
That was one of the first...
The restaurant at the beginning.
Yeah, the restaurant at the beginning, because it was really like the first art box that we created that was Rapture. I mean, we created spaces before that weren't really hitting the Art Deco look. Scott Sinclair had just started, and he built that, designed and built that statue of the Atlas with the world on his shoulders that was in the middle of the room. And Mauricio had done some concept art for us of that space. And once we started putting everything together and getting it into Engine and actually walking around it and seeing those giant windows off to the side that just showed the seascape and really drove home the fact that you were underwater. It was the first time really all the elements started to come together.
And we actually we had built a bunch of stuff, and we actually stepped back and said, we have to just get one room right before we go any further, because we weren't getting it right. And so Mauricio did that concept drawing. Yep. We worked really hard on that statue, and that statue, I think, was the first object we really built in the game that was a Bioshock. So we just stayed in that room for like a month until we got it right.
And I think the original concept actually had a tram
Yes,
running through
it
it.
did.
So it was like even more complicated, and that was one of those things where we had to keep pulling back to really focus on what the bare essence of that room was.
Were there parts of
Nie będziemy już tego słuchać, dobra. O, aktywowałem komorę. O, czyżbym się tutaj miał udać? Ryan Office. Self-destruct. O kurde, siostrzyczka. O, shit. No. Rozumiem, że ty zostajesz. O kurde, taka chyba pułapka była. Ja pierdziu, gdzie spadłem? Olympus.
Welcome back, child. Welcome to the city where you were born. You are angry at Fontaine, yes? Now you know the truth. You are his tool, brought back to Rapture to save him. You have committed many sins, but perhaps you can find some redemption.
Kurczę.
While you sleep, I undo some of Fontaine's mental conditioning. His control is no longer complete, but he can still pull some very unpleasant strings. We made your mind with many locks and keys. Fontaine has most of those keys, but not all. Suchan designed your mind, taught Fontaine to control you. You might find answers in Suchan's flat in Mercury Suite.
Dobra, znajdujemy się chyba w nowej lokacji. Tak, chyba jesteśmy na Olimpie. Z tego co widzę. Także chyba będziemy zaraz kończyć, bo tą mapkę sobie rozpoczniemy już w kolejnym materiale. Jeszcze się tu rozejrzymy. Są te wszystkie siostrzyczki, które... W sumie to żadnej nie uratowaliśmy, więc... A ta kobieta co tutaj robi? Pilnuje tych dzieciaków, rozumiem, tak?
Who's he? He's the one who hurts us.
zabawy.
Stay away from him.
Tak szczerze powiedziawszy, to nie pamiętam tego. A czego to zamknięte jest? Aha. Mała nam otworzy, tak? Dobra. Dzięki. Atlas is watching.
And now you've got hooked up with Tenenbaum, huh, kid? She's a regular mother goose. Alright, fun's fun, kid. But now, go get stepped on by a big daddy. Would you kindly?
Would you kindly?
I says, would you kindly go get stepped on by a big daddy?
Sure.
Seems like Mother Goose has been playing around in your egg salad. If you won't dance to that tune, I got others. Code Yellow. I just told your brain to tell your heart to stop beating. Not right off the bat, mind you. The heart's a stubborn muscle, but it ain't that stubborn.
Dobra, co to jest? To niespodzianka.
Once you are free of Fontaine's control, then you can have your revenge. I need to keep my little one safe.
Czekajcie, bo to chyba trzeba mu fotkę strzelić, bo jest bardzo wytrzymały. Dobra. Co tutaj schowaliście? Przyznać się. Tu widzę, mamy safe. Zaraz go schakujemy. Chyba musimy użyć auto taka. O, coś mi się wydaje, że to można otworzyć. A mogę się chyba... A, jednak chyba się nie da tego otworzyć. Dobra. O kurde. Sucz nas trafiła. Gdzie ty uciekasz, Ziro? A kurde, jak ona wytrzymała jest. Super. Dobra, zajmiemy się tym tatuśkiem jeszcze, tylko sobie wezmę jakąś lepszą broń. Na przykład to. Dobra, lecz. O kurde, z czym ona ładuje? Gościu jakąś ma kuszę, zdaje się. Ja no kurde, zaraz dam. Ładować do nas kuszą. Czekajcie, moja siostrzyczkę wzywa, tak? Dobra, niech siostrzyczkę tutaj zawoła. Ojej. Dobra. To jakaś mocniejsza odmiana tego tatuśka. Zaraz cykniemy mu fotkę. Tak, to jakaś mocniejsza odmiana jest. Rosie. Moi drodzy, tutaj sobie skończymy ten materiał. Także ten poziom, ta plansza tutaj zostanie na następny materiał. Także ja się z wami żegnam. Dzięki za wspólną grę. Trzymajcie się. Hej!